Hello, loves. Um, so I'm starting like a couple minutes early just so I can post a link to the Patreon and do the stuff that we pretty much do, and so I can start the Instagram live as well. Um, but yeah, definitely let me know in the comments how you guys have been doing for this past few days. Oh my god, Luna. She's having a whole heart attack right now. Okay. So just give me a second because I have to like post all of the things. Meow. She's being so darn cute right now. Meow. Meow. Whew. Okay, hold on. But how was last week for you guys? I had one actual hell of a week, like straight up, like hellish type of week. It was pretty intense, honestly. It's just been pretty crazy. Just move this back there. Yeah. Just move that back there. Up a little bit. Whew, okay, so let me just. So we're gonna be getting started in just a second. I'm just trying to hold on. I'm trying to go live on Instagram, but Instagram's being annoying right now. I had a pretty and like it was just an intense, especially the weekend as Mars just got closer to being direct, everything just kind of like crescendoed and just happened, like everything all at once. I don't know if that was the same for you guys, but I was definitely, oof, it was a whole situation. Um, yeah, it was just like a whole situation. It was like a crazy time. Let me just. Luna is missing. If you hear a lot of meowing in the background, it's because Luna is missing Babe, who is cooking in the. Well, she just came back, but she's just been smelling the food that Babe's been cooking and just meowing her life away. Um, because she wants some of that food, even though we're not going to be giving her any. But yo, Babe made some really bomb Peruvian food that I'm smelling from a distance because she's literally going to be eating like right there. And so I'm just like, I'm smelling the hell out of it right now. Hold on. Well, I'm just trying to post the link on the Patreon so we can get started. But we are going to be doing a Mars recalibration meditation. So I recommend, if you would like to get your favorite crystal, especially solar plexus wise, your favorite crystal, go grab that. If you didn't grab yourself some water or some tea or, a nearby snack to ground yourself, go do that. I'm gonna give you guys a couple minutes before we start. I do have to pull the mudras, so definitely take some moments to go do that because it's really, really important that we do live stream. And there we go. And there we go. And then I just gotta post this live. I think it's this one. Let's see if we can go live right now.
You trying to jump up here?
Okay. Yo, Luna will find a way. Okay, so. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. trying to get this together. Oh. Yeah, it's gonna work. Yes, it is. Okay. So, hello everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. I am having a really insane week. But yeah, it's just been really crazy. Like straight up out like batshit crazy of a week. To say the least, I feel like to say the least. It's been a crazy ass week. Especially this weekend. This weekend was like a hot mess, and I just hope that you guys had a better weekend than I did, because it was just like, I feel like I haven't had as much anxiety as I've had when Mars started to go direct. Like it was just a straight up hot mess. Just straight up hot mess. So yeah, I hope that you guys had a decent time in the past, couple of weeks, because things are going to start shifting a lot, especially with the element of fire. I know that we're not going to do the astral forecast today because I do want to make sure that I don't want to rant too much today, because you guys know I talk a lot. But the moon is in Sag, so I thought we can do that Mars recalibration. Since we do have a lot of fire coming up in the reading. Even in my own reading for the day, I had like the majority of the cards were wands. Like everything was just like fire in your face. So there's definitely a lot going on, energetically speaking, right now. And so I wanted us to connect with the element of fire without burning shit. So we're going to be doing that Mars recalibration meditation just to help us align with Mars's energy without it being, again, without having to burn anything, but mainly just recalibrating to going direct, minus the anxiety, minus like all of the things that has kind of happened in the past couple of days. So I'm just gonna pull some mudras for us from the mudra deck. Done just fell. From the mudra decks, from the mudra card. I really love this deck. I first discovered this deck in Grenada. One of our yoga instructors ended up, she had it, and so she had everybody pull a card, and I fell in love with this deck, so I bought it. So yes, so what do we need for our Mars recalibration meditation? Collectively, what mudras do we need to be using? Oh wow. And that was 3. Wow, that was fast. Okay. So I'm going to just show you guys one by one so you guys can go ahead and pick it, and then I will flip them over so you can, come back and do it. So the first one is optimal digestion. It looks like this. Optimal digestion. And this is actually pretty bold, especially because this is going to be more of a solar plexus meditation, and that is like our gut area, so that's hilarious. And it says the light of the Agni purifies my being, supporting optimal digestion and balanced energy. So again, moving through that recalibration, this is what it looks like. I'm showing both IG live and YouTube live. This is what the back looks like for my people who are going to come back and read the back. You can pause and read right there. The next one is harmonious life transitions. Oh my God, they're just, oh my God. Okay. This is actually one that I do on my womb a lot, on my sacral chakra, especially when I'm on my moon cycle, which too much information, but I happen to be in. So I actually work with this one a lot, hilariously. But yes, this is what this one looks like. Harmonious life transitions. This is actually a really good one for when you're doing a lot of trying to manifest from your sacral chakra. This one right here, this is the one that I be going to. And it says, balance at the center of my being, I embrace life's transitions as opportunities. This is what I'm saying. This is why I use this one. And I've done this one, but when I was little, that's like my favorite thing about it. This is one of the ones that I've done since I was a little girl. I would just put my hands in that position on my womb throughout my life. And then eventually when I saw this and then I saw what it was, I was just like, oh wow. I was just low-key manifesting this whole time. So this is the back for those who are going to come back later to pause and read. That is the back. This is what it looks like again. Harmonious life transition. And then the last one is healthy skeletal system. And it says, nourished by the healing nectar of the earth, I am fully supported along my journey. Okay, that is beautiful. And that's what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. Okay, this is the back for my people who will come back and read. This is the back. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys one more time. If you feel like you found or have one already that you picked out that you're feeling really in alignment with, just leave me a heart in the comments so that way I know that you guys are ready to start. Okay, so just going to hold them up one more time. That's what they look like. Okay, and then I'm just gonna hold it one more time for you guys. This is optimal digestion. This is what it looks like. Harmonious life transition. And healthy skeletal system. So let me know if you already have yours down. Ooh, that one flew. Okay, let me know if you already have yours down, and then just leave me a heart in the comments so that way I know that we're ready to begin. So I'm gonna just hold them up because you're gonna need it for the meditation. The mudras just really help to really balance your energy and recalibrate it. That's really why I love using and working with them so much. Especially because as a Reiki master, I know that our energy a lot gets channeled through our hands, especially as a release. And so when you're working with mudras, you're really working not only with symbology, because you are creating symbols with your hands, but you are also redirecting the energy and creating it in a different way. So mudras are really powerful to use, and this is why I always have you guys, you know, pick a card. So I see some hearts. Just waiting on everybody to pick their mudra. Definitely let me know in the comments. Just put a heart in there if you already picked your mudra. Okay. I'm gonna hold it up. Okay, let me check the comments. Is everybody good? Let me know in the comments. Did everybody pick their mudra yet? And I'll show you guys again. And this one. Okay. I see Instagram is good. Are you guys good on YouTube? Are you guys good with your mudras? Do you guys need me to still hold it up? I'll give you guys like 30 seconds and then we're gonna get started. Okay, so I think everybody's good to go. So we are gonna get started on the meditation. So I want everybody to start to close your eyes. Before you close your eyes, if you would like to get yourself, and I always say this, into your favorite position meditation-wise, if you want to get into half lotus or full lotus, or if you just want to lie on your back and just get comfortable, you can do so. So start to relax your body, get comfortable. bring yourself into peace. Try to focus on your breathing. So close your eyes and start taking deep breaths in. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. I want you to start to visualize yourself inside of a golden egg surrounded by stars. And this golden egg energy is divine healing light. And you're breathing in that divine healing light. And you're breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. You're going to start with every breath that you take, sending that breath, that light, to anywhere in your body that needs a little bit of extra attention. So you're taking deep breaths in, sending that light, and deep breaths out. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. You're going to start to zoom in into your belly, your solar plexus. And in your solar plexus, you are going to see a door. You're going to open that door and you're going to begin to walk into your solar plexus chakra. When you look at your solar plexus, what do you see? What colors do you see? I want you to walk through your solar plexus and find where the colors start to get dull and gray. When you find that spot, I want you to visualize fire coming out of your hands. And you're going to take your hand and place it in the area that is dull and gray within your solar plexus. As the fire from your hands spread, you watch how the colors start to change. I want you to take a moment to look into the fire and see what it has burned. I want you to start to make your way back out inside of the golden egg, still maintaining your focus in your solar plexus. I want you to visualize a cord that is coming out of your solar plexus, extending its way out through the stars, searching for the planet Mars. As your light cord touches the surface of Mars, allow yourself to heal the connection to your solar plexus. I want you to bring your focus back inside of the golden egg, maintaining your connection and your tied to Mars. Keep taking deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. Taking deep breaths in, sending in that healing light anywhere in your body that needs a little bit of extra attention. Deep breaths out. When you're ready, you can start to come back. And just let me know in the comments when you come back. Ooh. Okay. I'll give you guys a couple of more minutes. Just let me know in the comments when you're back. Let me know how that was for you guys. My God, the messages this week is, oof. Messages this week is pretty intense, but like in a good way, not in a bad way. So we're gonna get started in the tarot portion of the live because we have quite a bit of things to talk about, especially for the week and what we need to focus on. Um, I hope that meditation was really good for you guys. I wanted to really focus on the fire for this week because listen, it, especially Mars now going direct, has been an interesting ride. And because Mars is going to be in Aries for a longer time now, not having that, friction, that pause, that, wall of immobility from it being retrograde, because it now gets to like move, push a little further. um it kind of does change the energy, and it shifts a couple of different things. And I do feel like right now, especially because we're in November, we're like midway through November, if not more than midway through November. And we only have a month and a half left for the remainder of the year. Like, it's pretty insane when you think about it. We're pretty much done with 2020. Like, 2020 is coming to a close. Astrologically, we wouldn't really fully completely release all of 2020's energies to, like, till Aries season. But for the most part, on a social scale, we are moving forward into 2021, and 2021 will bring some new changes into the world, into our society, into just the collective. It's just a different time. The thing I will note though, and I am going to make a separate video about this, because we do need to talk about like a little bit more in depth on how prominent and important the Aquarian energy is going to be in our lives. It is very upcoming. It's literally coming up next month. Is when Jupiter and Saturn go into Aquarius. It's going to be intense, to say the least, like, but in a good way. And it definitely came up in our tarot for this week. It is the last card for this week, and then there's a lot of heavenly and star signs coming up in our oracle cards. So in my end, I'm seeing a lot of this kind of like, it's like a pre energy to the shift. It's like a pre, like, this is what's happening before the game. This is like the concert before, like, if you're watching the Super Bowl, this is like the pre-show, this is the pre-game, and then you actually have the game. Like, this is what is going to, this is what it feels like. This is what it's really going to be really heavy on. And it's kind of interesting, because if you look at, for example, if you look at the first two cards, okay, we have the Devil, we have the Eight of Swords, then we have the 10 of Swords. And this is really talking about, because we're starting off with that Capricorn energy, and the way the reading ends is in the Aquarian energy. So there is a transition going on, and I do feel like Spirit is really trying to prepare us for this shift. If you haven't been feeling it already, especially now that Mars is direct, and you feel like, if you've been feeling like running and feeling like, oh my God, I need to do something, like almost like itching, or like anxiety, or like there's just so many things that you need to react to all at once. Yeah, that's Mars going direct, and this is kind of like the prereq to 2021 right now. So what has been going on? What is the energy this week going to really highlight? This week is going to really highlight the areas which you have been restricted, but at the same time, the reason why you're restricted to these things is because they're not really meant to be yours. They're not meant to be part of your life. They're not supposed to be long-term. You're not supposed to maintain it. Like, this is not you. This is not a part of who you're meant to be, period. And so when you maintain this energy, and if you have been kind of stuck in or thinking even like, oh my God, I've been stuck in a rut for XYZ, like 2020 has been like stuck in a rut for me, Yeah, a lot of that is coming to a close now. Like it's time to release a lot of the restrictions that we have put on ourselves mentally. Because if you look at the bottom of the deck, it's the Three of Swords and the Lover's card, which tells me that a lot of the restrictions that you feel like you have are really just in your head. And you yourself mentally can get out of them. And there's just this heavy-handedness on air energy. Okay, air energy, mental energy. So where have you been how have you been limiting yourself? This week really calls you to break that apart, like really come out of that, because the cards right after that is the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups, and then lastly the Star card. So the what the cards are really saying is like, can you actively need to choose to get out of the rut, and then actively need to choose what you're actually supposed to be doing, like your actual destiny. Like, what are you supposed to be doing? What is it? What are you doing? And are you working on the things that you're supposed to be working on? Like, yeah, that you can have a lot of things going on, but if you have put yourself in a limit where you're limiting where, like, how you're supposed to, like, mentally saying, oh, you know what, I can't do this because I have to worry about this and I have to focus on that. No, I'm pretty sure you can make time for both. I'm pretty sure that you can go above and beyond for the things that you are meant to do in this life, because it's the destiny card. Okay, everything, there's going to be a lot of destiny at play, especially within the next couple of years, because of that Aquarian energy, and we are in the age of Aquarius. I want you guys to understand that when Aquarius energy gets really hyper focused on, while it being the age of Aquarius, that is a big deal. There's going to be a lot of things that happen within the next couple of years that are going to be like game changing. um and if you have been very comfortable in, you know, a lot of the, you know, again, that's Capricorn energy, that's traditions. If you've just been very comfortable with the, basically the way you've been living your life, the way the system is, the way that you ultimately want to be in your life. Like, if you have set a standard of, oh no, this is where my limit is, this is how life is, this is what society has told me that I need to strive to and achieve, you're gonna find that a lot of that mental nonsense has been restricting you from your true potential, and you're gonna have to bring death to it. To be quite frank, you're gonna have to bring death to it. You're going to have to end the mental, like, agony of your limitations. You are actively limiting yourself, and you will have to come to terms with it, especially if you want to come out of it not only successful but more emotionally calibrated into who you're supposed to be, and really connecting to like that happily ever after energy, and that, oh, you know, I kind of have it all. I'm happy. I have what I want. I have my family, but it's not just gonna look exactly the same as you want it to. Like, there's a reason why something needs to look a certain way, or be experienced in a certain way, and you wouldn't understand it now because you're limiting yourself to the possibility of how it's going to manifest into your life in the future. And so it's kind of like there's this energy of like, you literally need to let things unfold. You need to be open, like air. We need to be as close to air as possible. You cannot at all whatsoever work against your own energy or try to create like this, like levels of friction within yourself where you're just like causing yourself more mental agony than you need to. Like, if you're the one causing yourself pain right now because you don't have what you want, that sounds like a personal problem that you yourself created and you yourself need to get yourself out of. Like, it's not for anybody else to take on your own mental pain and say, hey, I'm gonna fix it for you. It is for you to say, you know what, I've been really putting myself in a situation where I've been making myself feel like shit. I've been allowing myself to get down on myself. I haven't been working on the things that I love. I haven't been doing the things that I love. I have been limiting my time. I've been wasting my time. I've been treating myself bad. I haven't been taking care. Like, if you can't sit down with yourself and have an honest conversation with yourself and actually tell yourself like, hey, you know what, I done been fucked up for a while, you are doing yourself a really huge disservice, because then you're creating a lot of this mental chaos and you're giving yourself a lot of more anxiety than you need, when you can actually be taking all of that energy and putting it towards your future. Because again, 2021 is coming, and that Aquarian shift is going to be something else. That Aquarian shift is going to be it's going to be next level, and it's going to help us connect as people in a different way. And if you haven't noticed, Corona has already made us connect in different ways, because we had to literally change the way we even like hug each other or communicate, and elbow highs and all this kind of stuff. So it has created so much chaos within our lives. But I do feel like we need to make sure that we're very comfortable with who we are moving forward, and that we are not mentally creating more pain within ourselves. And it's not going over my head that there's this like Knight of Cups here, because I know there's a lot of emotions involved within the whole entire situation. And we're still in Scorpio season. Yes, we're about to go into Sagittarius season soon, but we're still in Scorpio season, and there is a need to connect with the element of water, to cleanse by water, to cleanse your thoughts by water, to use the water element itself. Water itself can be very cleansing, can be very healing if you allow it to be, but it can also drown your ass if you allow it to drown you. So there is like these levels of carelessness, where your emotions, you can allow your emotions, because your mind is like all over the place, where you can allow your emotions to actually take a lot of what you're thinking and manifest it in a worse way. So there is a kind of a need to not only practice a lot of self-care this week, but really hold ourselves accountable for the effery, for what we've been doing. Now we got two cards from the Flower Oracle deck, and the first one is Signs from Heaven. And again, there's a lot of like angelic energy this week. Your loved ones in spirit are waving hello and giving you reassurance that you'll be all right. Okay, the next one says reach for the stars. Okay, I'm telling you, the star energy is coming up really, really, really hard this week. Aquarian energy is coming up really, really hard this week. You deserve only the best, and this is all you should focus your attention on. So when you say only the best, what exactly does that look like for you? And if you know that you haven't been receiving the best from your relationship, from your job, from your like whatever it is, then why are you compromising to that? It begs the question, why are you compromising if you know that's not really what you want? Basically, is what I need you guys to be answering this week. Now, Archangel Michael, what do we need to be healing this particular? That did a whole type of flip. Hold on. He got a lot to say today. Hold on. I'm gonna have to like swerve. Oh shit. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, that was a whole trip. But so Archangel Michael, the first card that literally flew out into the winds was sobriety. And I'm not really surprised about this, because listen, I said it before and I said it again. 2020 is like the easiest year to abuse any type of substances, especially for my water signs, especially for like my Pisces out there, because goodness knows that you guys rule substances. And so any type of drugs, any type of anything, any type of alcohol, you guys just, you flock to it like insects flock to light, basically. So the prayer goes, dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for adjusting my cravings in healthful direction so that I only desire life affirming foods and beverages. So some of y'all need a straight up cleanse, like a straight up cleanse, like a straight up detox, like a straight up like, I need to like stop eating this, I need to stop drinking this, I need to disconnect from this. If you're like if you have been actively smoking weed just to fall asleep, like if you're one of those people, you need to detox. You need to like allow your body to fall asleep naturally, or you need to just try a different method of actually allowing yourself to go to sleep, or relaxing yourself to go to sleep. And so I highly recommend, because we're still in Scorpio season, focusing on more sacral work, which granted is way more sexual, but it does alleviate a lot of that friction and pent up energy if you use it properly, is what I'm going to say. But there are ways to release, especially if you know you're addicted to something. Like for me, this whole entire pandemic has been sugar. It's been straight up chocolate. Okay. Listen, I'm a healer, but I'm gonna be straight up honest with y'all. When I have been personally abusing like stuff too. And for me, it's literally been sweets. I literally, especially in April, I was eating my feelings. Because again, I was an essential worker. And I mean, I still am. But the whole entire time everybody like at work is like tense, and like, you know, I'm obviously absorbing a lot of people's energy, and it's just kind of like every this the scaredness, the fear and stuff, and then you end up just leaning towards comfort foods and comfort stuff. For me, I love chocolate. I didn't have it as I don't think I've ever had as much chocolate in my life as much as I've had chocolate this year. But it's I had a ton of chocolate this year, and it was just straight up out of emotion. It was straight up like I feel kind of like down. I just want some chocolate. I just want to feel better. So there was an element of trying to do it from self-care, but then there's another element where I actively knew that I was abusing it. And so what I did like a while back, like during, I want to say a couple months back, like in between, I think it was like August, I actually did a whole entire it was like a quick meditation. It was like a 5-minute meditation, and then after I stopped craving sugar for like a while. And then here and there I'll have like sweets when I'm like actively craving it, but for the most part it has gone down quite a bit, because I feel like, first of all, not only does sugar lean towards like gaining weight and all of this type of stuff, but I like getting my sugar naturally too. Like I'm a very smoothie person. I love fruits. I like, you know, I'm Dominican. Just give me a fruit. Give me a guava. Give me something. I will literally eat tamarindos raw. Like I love fruits. I love fruits. So it's just part of the things that I love to eat. So I like to consume it that way mainly. So I'm trying to just go back to eating fruits and just like papaya and like all this type of like the fruits that I love to eat. So yeah, I've been trying to really do this as well. So when I'm yelling at y'all about something, don't think I'm not doing it too. It's not just y'all's. It's never just y'all's. It's us. Okay. It's us. This is an us relationship. So when I say sober up, I mean sober up. And actually, when the second I said really cut that thing that you've been doing that's actively, you know, you should have not been doing, but you still doing it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I don't need to sit here and tell you exactly what you need to do. You know what I'm talking about. And you yourself can stop that cycle from continuing if you put in the work to just cleanse yourself and again go through that reset, so you're not like setting yourself up for failure and then later, like, you know, feeling like crappy about yourself because you allowed yourself, you made the choice. Like we're humans are so interesting because we, especially in this era, we have put ourselves in the position where we make ourselves feel like shit for doing shit that we ended up wanting to do. And so it's not about us feeling bad. And that, and even when I have chocolate, like if I'm craving it or whatever, I don't make myself feel bad about it. I just have an awareness. I'm like, okay, well, I haven't had chocolate in like 2 weeks. I guess I can have some now. I'm kind of craving it. And if I'm not craving it, then I'm not craving it. It's like I don't make it into I'm looking down upon myself thing. But if there is something that you have been abusing and you know you have, and your spirit is like, you know, you've done this like every day for the past week or 2 weeks or month now or months, then you know you need to pull back. You know, because your body's literally, your mind is like, it's the thought is creeping into your head. That's you telling you like, hey, slow down. Like you're kind of overusing it. You're overstepping. So it's really about not, it's not about looking down upon yourself. It's just really about just detoxing. Like if the option wasn't there for you in the first place, you probably wouldn't have taken it. So just don't give yourself the option to take that, to do it, to abuse it in the first place. The next one is stay positive. Okay, stay positive. This is one of the cards that I actually pulled for myself today. And it actually completely, when I saw it, it completely changed my entire mood. Just because of like everything that's just been going on. And I do feel like, especially for me, because I am a Leo rising, I do connect with the joy of life really easily, because again, I'm a Leo rising, so I love to have fun, I love to laugh, I love to do all of these XY things. So when I'm feeling kind of down or when I'm dealing with something and everything's like serious, my Capricorn comes out, and it's just more like there's just like a hyper focusedness, where my Leo energy actually it helps me loosen up a little bit. So when the second I saw this card, I was like, okay, I received the message. I was just like, I did one of those. And I do feel like this week, when if you're having those moments where you're just like, I'm kind of going through it or something like that, and spirit is just like, hey, you're kind of letting yourself get a little down. Stay positive. Like, did you forget that you have a choice in how to direct your feelings? How you can choose whether to let yourself get down about something, or you can choose, like, you know what? Let me go do something that I love right now. Something that I know is going to make me feel good. Like today, I did my makeup because I was like, you know what? I know that that's going to make me feel good. And while I was doing my makeup, I was also playing Monopoly on the Xbox, which is why you guys heard the little ding in the background, because that's what I wanted to do. And that's what I knew would make me feel better at the time. And I did win that one. So there is that. But I just like, I had to recalibrate and say, okay, you know what? I gotta stay positive. Like everything's gonna be fine anyway. Like and it always comes down to that. That like life will be happening and spirit will be like, everything's gonna be fine. Relax. So the prayer goes, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me be optimistic and take appropriate actions and steps that support my health. Okay. Not only, and this doesn't have to do with just like your health for like your body. This is also your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, like every single thing, your health with your relationships, your health with your family. It applies to literally everything. Your health with your job. Like, do you feel like you have a healthy relationship with your job? Are you in a good place? It applies to everything. Just stay positive and see through the things that are feeling a little bit rough, a little bit like rigid this week. Laughter is the best medicine. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for reminding me to detach and find humor and irony in every human drama. This is something that I do, and it's almost like obnoxious that I do, because when I tell others that this, like, when I find humor and stuff like that, other people kind of tend to get mad at me that I notice certain stuff like this. But I do kind of like to find the irony in the situations. And because we're in Scorpio energy, and Scorpio naturally is a more like dark sign, and it does tend to lean towards a lot of the things that are hidden, and so those things that are hidden tends to be more mysterious and dark and deep and all these things. There tends to be this lack of laughter, lack of like lightness in the situation, and I do feel like we need to try to maintain some level of joy within our lives, some level of happiness within our lives. When the sun is in Scorpio, the sun is pretty much like trying to shine a light in the darkest sign in astrology. And so it can still feel like there's no sunlight around. Like the sun could be out. It could be a sunny day in Scorpio season and it'll still be like, it still feels like it's darkness, because again, Scorpio season does tend to have that energy, that vibration about it. It's just death energy everywhere, and so it kind of tends to feel like it's a little harder to find that like light, that positivity, that like laughing and stuff. I kind of tend to do like things that again like make me laugh. Like I'll play with my dog. I will joke around with Babe, and we're always laughing about something, so that always works. But I'll put on a movie that I know already is funny or something like I'll revisit things that make me laugh, or we'll just laugh about, like, I am a very clumsy person. Okay, yeah, it's one of Bae's favorite things about me because she laughs at me all the time. I secretly think she's only with me because she likes to laugh at me about everything. Literally, I apparently am a clown and I make her laugh all the time. But like we're always making each other laugh, and there's just like that lightness to it where even if I do something stupid or I trip or something happens, because that happens all the time, it just has a moment of that like, just laugh it out, just relax, just breathe, just, you know, be in the moment. Okay, be in the moment. Don't just be like trying to be bitter and dark and deep and just sad all the time. It just doesn't, there's no good thing about that. The next one is home help. Okay, dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage to ask for and accept help from you, the angels, and others in a matter regarding family and home. Okay, that's the other one for this week, home help. And if you have been actively, especially within the past couple of weeks, been going through a little bit. It's been, I mean, honestly, when it comes to Scorpio energy, because it highlights the dead, like dead, like death itself. It includes the dead, and so there tends to be this kind of highlight on family issues because generational, any type of generational trauma, any type of generational healing, anything that's get passed down through the family gets highlighted during Scorpio season. It's like, oh, you forgot that this is an issue within your family. You forgot that this has been going on, or you just end up finding out, like, or discovering news and certain things that's been going down in your family that you just kind of would have preferred not to know. That happens a lot during Scorpio season because Scorpio tends to, again, it lifts the veil, it reveals the truth, and it shows you like what's really going on. And so when it comes to home help, when you need, if you need more support, especially when what's going on with your family right now, you need to pray on it. Prayer is like a really big one, a really big one to maintain in through any season. Prayer is like my easiest and favorite tip for just doing quick and fast and effective spiritual work. Pray on it. Pray in a situation. Pray for your family. Pray for relief. Pray for support. Pray for things to go in the best way that can affect everyone, okay, with the best possible outcome that affects everybody involved in the matter. Pray on it. Because a prayer sets the intention, it sets the tone of what it is that ultimately what the outcome is that you need. And if you need help and assistance in there, set the tone, set the expectation of how you would like to be assisted by, again, that prayer. And so don't limit yourself with how you can seek help either right now, especially I know there's a lot of stuff going on with the families, and I know there's a lot of stuff going on socially speaking, because there are people like getting evicted and having to move in with like their parents or doing stuff like that just because there's just like this pandemic going on. So it has been a lot really rough for families, and there's some families that haven't seen each other for months, you know, just to keep each other protected and stuff like that. So there is just like this needing for a relief, needing for assistance, needing for, you know, support family wise. So just make sure that you're praying on that you're using the tools that you have to get the results that you need. Okay, Archangel Michael, what do we need to know for this week? What do we need to know for this week? Okay, so the first one is honor and trust your feelings. We're still in Scorpio season. It's still a water season. Y'all need to do this. Y'all always, especially during Scorpio season, intuition gets a boost during Scorpio season because they're so intuitive. And the prayer goes, thank you, Archangel Michael, for supporting, guiding me, and protecting me as I listen to and act upon my feelings. Help me understand and express my emotions with love. With love. This is also something that sometimes Scorpios tend to struggle with a little bit, because when they can react in a very petty way, and then some might misunderstand that for lack of love, when they actually have a lot of love, but they just tend to have, you know, issues expressing it sometimes. The pettiness comes out before the love sometimes with Scorpio. The next one is admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. So what is the truth? Is it what we were talking about earlier? About the self-limitation? What is the truth? What is the truth this week? Also very Scorpio energy, because Scorpios seek the truth above all things within any space, anywhere. They are the unconscious minds. That means they seek what nobody even knows is there. They can't even find it. Scorpios find the thing. They find the truth. They're the ones that get to the bottom of the thing. And so admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. So what is the truth? And be honest. And the prayer goes, I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me the courage and strength. The courage and strength. Lord. I'm telling you, the archangels are not playing today. Okay. Let's see what's going on with us on a love level. What do we need to know for this week for our love lives? collectively. What do we need to know? Okay. That jumped out fast. So the first one is heart-to-heart conversations. Heart-to-heart conversations. Okay? And it says, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So how exactly it's and I feel like this specifically doesn't lend to a romantic thing. It could be like a friendship thing. It can be like a colleague thing. It could be like a boss thing. It can literally be almost anything. But really being honest about how you feel, why you feel the way you do, why it needs to be said. That's like one of my go-to things when I'm trying to communicate something to someone, especially because I get like, I'm a very passionate speaker when I'm, you know, if I'm going out of my way to say, hey, I'm reaching out to you because XYZ, you best believe there's a whole essay behind it. Okay, my Mercury and Capricorn will come out real quick and explain to you why, what my feelings are. There are many a times, especially with people that like we care about. Me and my sister joke about this all the time. My sister, who is also a Capricorn, we joke about this all the time, that we actually actively, anytime we actually care about someone and we're having some sort of issue with them, or we have to express our feelings or something, we'll end up writing them like an essay text type of thing, and just like kind of explaining like, hey, this is why, like just explaining the whole shebang in one shot. And I do feel like when we're in that state of mind where we have to kind of release that, we have to share that with you, that's when we're in a really peak of cardinal energy, because we're really trying to get something off our chest. We're trying to have that heart-to-heart conversation. We're trying to tell you like, okay, how are we really feeling? Not, we don't want you to believe what you think you believe about us. No. We're gonna clear that right up. I'm gonna let you know exactly so you don't misunderstand what I'm feeling, period. Like, it's a very, and it's a very loving way always, but we're very, very clear minded and clear conversations when it comes to feelings. And I do feel like, because we're in Scorpio season, it needs to be addressed in a way that is not dismissive, and clear and concise way, because Scorpios, again, they try to get to the truth in everything. And because that's the energy socially, that's the energy that we're all being affected and impacted by, there is this need to get to the bottom of something this week, to end some, just completely get to the bottom, have that heart-to-heart conversation, get that clarity, release, and just be like, okay, moving forward, we are on the same page. Like, we're good. Like, I don't have to argue with you. I don't have to, like, you know, be mad about, I don't have to hold on to this thing. No. Why? Because you opened up and you said, hey, this is how I was feeling. How are you feeling about this? Like, how can we resolve this? This is how you made me feel, and this is how XYZ, this is where my expectations, this is whatever it is that needs to be stated. I do feel like there needs to be an honest discussion. Now, when you have this honest discussion, be mindful of, one of the things that I'm always very mindful of is what I want versus what somebody else wants, and where my ego wants versus what somebody else's ego wants, especially if their actions have been showing a certain pattern and you are trying to convince yourself or something. Again, this heart-to-heart conversation might be you needing to have a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself, and getting to the bottom of like, oh wow, so I need to sit myself down because this person hasn't been treating me right, and I keep putting in XYZ of time and I'm not getting this in return. And like, just really, again, sitting down with yourself and having that hard conversation with yourself can be very powerful. It can be very healing, because it ultimately leads you to a better place in the long run. The next one is flirt. Okay, I'm not surprised about this. I'm not surprised about this at all. Why am I not surprised about this? Because Mercury is in Scorpio now and Venus is still in Libra. So there is this kind of like flirtation, and especially with the way Mercury and Scorpio flirts versus, like, you know, some of the other signs. There is this kind of, how do I explain it? There is this kind of like sassiness. There is this kind of like, you know, almost like being mean, but like flirting, but in a mean way, and like kind of like picking somebody's buttons and stuff like that. There is this like kind of more lighthearted feeling, but I do feel like Mercury and Scorpio ultimately tends to be a little bit like shady sometimes, a little bit like, you know, a little bit sassy. I know I am. I'm a little sassy. But there's just like this need to be a little bit more like flirty, or even putting yourself like straight up out there. I've always been the person, I mean my Mercury is in Capricorn, but I've always been the person that I'm very straightforward with my emotions. If I think someone's cute, or I think like someone's really beautiful, I'll just be like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." Like I'll just say it. Like I'll just really come out of my mouth. Because that's just how I am in my life. That's just really what I do. But I do feel like there's this kind of need to kind of let some things out. Let the truth slip a little bit. Especially with the Scorpio energy. Like play a little, have a little more fun. Like be a little bit, again, you see how the card says extend your lighthearted energy onto others. There's this kind of need to be like a little bit more playful, a little bit more lighthearted, especially because energy can be a little bit dense sometimes. And in order to get out of it, and now that Mars is like direct, okay, and there's a lot of feelings involved, because Mars rules our passion. Okay, so if we're having feelings for someone, things might get a little bit sexual, especially with this flirting this week. So I'm gonna just let y'all know, some of these conversations you guys are having with people is gonna turn into a certain conversation very quickly. So I hope you guys are ready for that. So let's see, what are the planetary energies for this week? What planetary energies are affecting us the most this week? What planetary energies? Okay, that was a lot. That was like half the deck. No, one more card. What planetary energies are affecting us the most this week? Okay, who is surprised? Who is surprised that Aries came up in this reading? Who? We were literally just doing literally a whole Mars recalibration meditation. Who is surprised that Aries came up as a focus? Like I said, Mars is in Aries, and it is direct now. Direct. So make sure you're looking at where Aries falls in your chart, and the how is, you know, transitioning in your chart right now. Also make sure you're looking at the Sun and Neptune, and making sure you're looking at those aspects, so you're not getting caught off guard by any type of energies. There is a lot of fire energy in this week, and again, this is really why I wanted to do that Mars recalibration meditation, because when you are in alignment with your fire element, with that fire energy, with your Mars energy, you can then move forward with passion. You can move forward with that drive that we are connected to. So make sure you are looking at these two. And then also working with that Neptune energy. The water energy is still very heavy on our charts, and heavy with everything that we're doing. And Pisces, Neptune is in Pisces in retrograde right now, so you want to make sure you're looking at how Neptune is moving, and you know what is kind of leading you to work on or do during this time. It still has been a very heavily creative sign these past few months, and I do feel like there's been so much stuff and so many projects and people working on books, and like I think Obama's book's about to come out right now. Like there's just like so much stuff that's being worked on right now. And I do feel like it's a really, really good time to be creative and work on those projects, so that way you're ready, because 2021 is going to be something else. It's going to be something else. And I do feel like things are going to happen quicker next year. So that is this week's weekly healing circle. I hope that you loves got all of the messages that you needed to receive today. I definitely, you guys know I love having these with you guys. I'm just gonna say goodbye to Instagram first, because I know you guys only get an hour and then it literally ends. So I will see you guys in the next weekly healing circle. Bye. But I will definitely be back next week. Obviously I am working on some of the videos that I'm going to be uploading this week, because we have a couple of astrology things to go over, and yeah, there's just like a lot of different things that I'm working on. I am going to be posting the workshop that I said I was going to be doing in December. That's gonna get posted soon. The patrons are gonna get first notice on that. And then I'm gonna just be sharing it on all the socials and stuff when that goes up. So stay tuned for that, because that's gonna be like an end of the year wrap up, working with the energy, and it's gonna be pretty amazing. Especially because we're gonna be working that energy on the day. So it's gonna be a powerful day, powerful energy, and I can't wait to do that workshop with you guys. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I will definitely see you guys on the next one. Really quick, thank you to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the family, and definitely make sure that you go through and rewatch the meditation if you need it for this week. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a very beautiful night. Bye.